Hi, everyone, and welcome to a pop-up PD with myself, John. I'm based in the UK and delighted to be joined by Eleni. Hello, Eleni.
Hi, John. So delighted to be here. I am from Melbourne, Australia, and I'm so excited to be here today to share something really exciting with everyone.
So yeah, just as Eleni said, we are going to be sharing a few ideas, and when I say we, mainly she is going to be sharing some wonderful ideas. And just in case you haven't joined a pop-up PD before, they are all about short ideas that you can use in your classroom, hopefully tomorrow, but certainly things that you might also want to share with some of the team at your school. We're very aware that teachers across the world and schools across the world are in very different situations. So for some of us, we are going back to school super soon. But for others, Eleni, we have been back at school for quite a long time now.
Yes, so for instance, here in Melbourne, we are still in lockdown, which we absolutely love here. And we're about to go on our spring break in a couple of weeks. But I do know other teachers in the Northern Hemisphere are just heading back for the new school year. So it's a really exciting time. And something I thought that we would share today is building connection back in the classroom. So whether that is meeting your class for the beginning of the school year or continuing that remote or hybrid learning and how to still keep those connections with your students. So I thought I would share a couple of resources that we have available on the Learning Hub that you can go and use with your students. So John, I might go ahead and share my screen. And
during Eleni's share, I will be putting a few kind of banners just to give you some links as to where you might be able to go to best find these ideas and the resources and templates that we're going to be looking at. So I can see your screen is there now, Lenny. So I'm just going to go ahead and push that to the stream, and I'm going to leave it to you.
Perfect. Thanks, John. So as many of you in the Northern Hemisphere are heading back, or if you are down under like I am, you may be going into a holiday break. Now, holiday reflections are something that, students love to share about their holidays, but it can also take up a lot of time. So this is a quick little example of a template you could use with your students for them to get to know you if it was at the beginning of the year, or just to reconnect after the holiday break. So here you can see you can edit this as you need, but you could do a welcome at the start of the year by inserting a photo of yourself. So simply going up to image, and I have got already some photos in my drive. So popping in a photo there allows your students to get to know you as a teacher, and you can add in details. Now, the thing I love about using Mote is students love to hear your voice because you can express who you are and the joy and excitement that you can bring to your class by using voice recording. So here in Google Slides, I can simply go up and click on the Mote button and start my recording. Welcome year 3. I am so excited to be your teacher this year. Please use the slides below and insert 3 photos from your holidays and something you are looking forward to this year. So by doing that, that provides the instructions. Then you can go ahead and share this with your class via Google Classroom or through blogs or emails out to parents, depending how your school setup is. Then what students can do is they can click on this, listen to the instructions. You as a teacher can go in, record a little bit of a reflection from your holidays, something you're looking forward to. Also insert some photos from your holidays because students love to know what teachers get up to in the holidays. So here I'm going to just insert a photo of me walking my dog. This was clearly from the summer when we weren't in lockdown here in Melbourne. So you can see that's a beautiful beach just an hour out of Melbourne. If anyone ever wants to come down under, beaches are amazing. And then what you can do is on the next slides, you can actually assign your students by simply typing in their names, and they can go in and add to this. Now, by sharing it, particularly in Google Classroom as a collaborative slide deck, students can go in and continue to add and see and hear other students about their holidays before they actually return to school. It's a great way for students to see what everyone's been up to and to reconnect. So whether it is after your summer break or just after a spring break or a short break, a great way to have students share about their holidays. So that's just one way to reconnect and allow students to share things within the Google ecosystem and using Mote for them to record their voice. Now, the second one I wanted to share was a passport to year wherever. Now, particularly many places in the world, we're not actually using passports. They're probably sitting in the back of a drawer somewhere for many people. Many will be out of date because they haven't been used in a while. But this is a great way for you as a teacher to get to know your students. So this I would typically give to my students at the beginning of the school year, and you can have them add information about themselves. So by adding photos and some text, but then what you can have them do is add photos and add a recording about their favorite hobbies. This allows you to see what they're interested in, and you can also give feedback back to them by using the Mote button here and recording directly into the slides. This would also be great for students then to share these and create QR codes, and you could put them up outside your classroom door, and other students could scan and get to know their classmates through their digital passports. And you could edit and change this template as you would please, particularly if you were putting this up outside your classroom. You might not want to have my friends, because always someone will be left out and other students will feel a little bit upset, but you could use it in many different ways. So hopefully that is something you might want to use with your students to help to get to know them. And the other thing is you can send it prior to starting, or once you are back. It could be a little home learning task that students could complete as homework for the first week. And the third one for connecting and getting to know your students and keeping that connection, whether you are working remotely or in the hybrid or back face-to-face, something that I think is really, really important that as a teacher, we sometimes lose that connection is having time to touch base with our students and have those conversations of how they're traveling and what their goals and things they've enjoyed week to week in the class. So this is an easy little goals template. Again, this is up on the Learning Hub, so you can go and access that and use it tomorrow. But students can go ahead and set some goals for the term, semester, year, depending how you feel, and they can simply record their voice. And I love using Mote for this, because once you ask students to write their goals, it sometimes becomes very wordy, or they go with the easy option. So this allows them to really express what they want to focus on and why. And you as a teacher can then give audio recorded feedback back to students. But then something I like to do is not just setting those big goals, but touching base with my students each week. So here I would have my students insert a sample of work from the week, so as a little bit of a reflection and a highlight. Now, as a teacher, I find this very valuable to know what my students have enjoyed this week and things that they may need help with as well. So students can simply take a snapshot of their work or a screenshot, depending what they're working on. And I can go to Drive here, and I've got one here that I can just insert. So here you can see students can simply insert a sample of work. It doesn't have to be digital. It could be something that they've written or created. And then they can simply go up, record and reflect about that week and their work and what they've enjoyed. And you as a teacher then can provide that feedback back to your students. Now, this is really valuable, and I feel as a teacher, this helps keep those connections with your students. It's always difficult, if you've got a class of 20 to 30 students in front of you every day, to touch base and make those meaningful connections with them. So by having students do these recordings throughout the weeks, you can then build up a bit of a portfolio of a reflection. And at the end of each term or semester, it's really amazing to hear how the students have gone and how your feedback has impacted what has happened in the classroom. So they are just 3 little ideas, from student goals template to the passport to the beginning of the year, or even a bit of fun and sharing holiday reflections with your students. I think the way that you can incorporate Mote and voice recording with your students and giving feedback to them as well really builds those connections. And I think that's what kids need, especially at this time. The last 18 months has been a bit of a whirlwind for many of them, and it's really about building those connections and making them feel welcome in your class. So John, I hope that was helpful for some of our viewers today in getting some ideas about reconnecting and ways to create engaging and exciting lessons and ideas to get to know your students, but also keep that connection throughout the year.
Eleni, I am sure that there are lots of educators all over the world that are super happy and really excited to get stuck into some of those ideas that you were just sharing. I've just shared at the bottom of the screen there, and I did put it up once or twice during Eleni's spectacular demo just now, but just in case you missed it, the Mote Learning Hub, you can head over to learn.mote.com and then just click on the Hub button. You can also find over there, you can jump onto the blog and see one or two other things about the way that we are developing Mote, the way that we're listening to our community, and the way that we're trying to be as responsive and as supportive as possible to all of our community, be they teachers, students, school admin, parents, you name it. We are doing our best to support as much as we can. So yeah, Eleni, thank you so much for those ideas. And thank you as well for being so generous in creating those templates and then sharing them also. Really excited to see what people do with them. Of course, if you do use those templates and you want to share with us the way that you've used them, one of the best ways to do that is through socials. You can do that through Instagram, through Twitter, or through Facebook. We'd be delighted to hear about any of the ways in which you are making the most of Mote. Is there anything to add, Eleni, or are we all set?
No, but if you have any questions, always reach out to John or I. We're always here and happy to support and help you in this time and with using Mote in the classroom. And yeah, make sure you tag us if you do use the templates. I love to see what your students come up with as well.
Great. So thank you ever so much, everyone. And until next time, we will see you soon.
Bye.